All right, what's going on, crime fighters, and welcome to the very first, the newest Film Cave Live. As you guys know, I want to thank you first of all for making this transition. I know everything has been so kind of, abrupt and everything. Now he has a new channel and things of that nature. There's videos for that.
Yeah,
Look, guys, understandable. Thank you for crossing over, and welcome my new crime fighters who stumbled upon this video, whether live and or playback. We want to welcome you officially. This, good sir, introduce yourself. This is my main man, my brother from another mother, my co-host, Mr. Logan Swish. Man, tell him about yourself. What's up, man?
man, what's up, everybody? I'm so glad to be live. This is what we wanted, and then this guy wanted to go get a strike. Fucked it up bad. But hey, we're back. New channel, starting fresh. So I'm excited for you to actually have a channel that's not destroyed in all sorts of weird ways. And yeah, man, making videos, doing our thing. I'm already looking in the chat. I see 3 different people that I know a lot. So I see Ronan Unchained, Eric, and B-Dubs, all great people, all cool things. I'm glad that we're getting some support in the chat here. Yeah, man, live shit. Let's go.
Yes, we're finally live. I'm greatly excited. And guys, This is Night Entertainment Network. This is a brand new house for any and all things from the previous channel and there's tons and tons of things in the works right now for this channel. And I'm excited for you guys to come along on this ride. Just be on the lookout, man. But what you can do to stay on top of these things, one, you can hit that subscribe button. That's the best way to support the channel. It's the freest way. You've done, all it takes is a finger, man. Real simple. You've done worse things with a finger. You're doing some good. All right.
God damn.
Exactly. That I'd had to say it. It's been a while. And hit the notification button, guys, to be notified whenever we make a video on all these episodes come up. So I'm rambling. I think it's time to get into the show. What do you think?
Let's do it. We got a guest to introduce.
We do have a guest to introduce. This motherfucker here. So those of you who don't know, we have a very special guest for our very first show. And given the show, it was kind of a natural for me to have this guy, be the first guest on the show, it being live, it being on the new channel. This guy is one of the mentors for me on YouTube and my young upbringing back in the day and all that good shit. Real cool guy. And you guys know him. You might know him. He's a little small guy, small little channel. He has like 5 subscribers or something like that. But anyway, guys, we want to welcome to the Film Cave the red-dreaded one himself, Sir Akasan.
What's up? What's going on? What's up? Hey, dun dun dun. Now the ratings go up. Yes, of course. Now watch the chat just blow up right now.
That's correct.
What is going on? The Knight, Logan, and Batman. There you go.
That is correct.
All right.
Yes, man. First of all, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, it's crack ass early in the beginning of dawn here in Japan, but I gotta be here to support the brethren. So yeah. This new channel, man, the Film Cave, the Night Network. Is that what we're calling it? There's so many things here going on. I mean, by the way, for anybody looking for this new channel, do not search TFC. I don't know what John was thinking, but the acronyms for that, you get some weird stuff. I just saw some woman tugging some alien tongue from a door. It was what did they call those things? Like the things in the bathroom. It was I know you know. Yeah, there you go. I knew you knew. The glory holes. It was some weird tonguing glory hole thing, and I'm gonna save it for later, but I was shocked at the time. So I was like, man, Night is really going into a whole nother sort of thing. I mean, that's where the money resides, right?
Sex sells. Sex
there you go.
Shit gets
that's
rough.
What's up. That's what's up. Yep. That's what's up.
So before we jump into the show, guys, again, want to thank you for everyone that's in the chat now. We see you guys. Thank you so much. There is a brand new layout to all of this. So those of you who are new, this is the Film Cave. So the Film Cave is a weekly show that me and Logan do here on the channel on the Night Entertainment Network. I know that sounds like a mouthful when you think about it now. Speaking of mouthful, God damn, what are you eating?
That looks like McDonald's breakfast.
Right. I'm gonna say, is that a big breakfast or hot cakes?
Da 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 da.
What I thought, yeah.
Right.
Haven't had them
Glory
in a while.
holes. Speaking of glory holes, yeah, there you go.
This show
All right.
is not sponsored by McDonald's,
But we would enjoy that.
It
I would
needs to
take,
be.
I would
It
take
needs to
that
be.
nasty ass money. Let's go.
It definitely needs to be. But here, guys, this is a weekly show here on the channel with me and Logan Swish. So basically, we sit here and we just bullshit. We shoot the shit. We have fun. We talk about film, anything else that comes to mind, and we just generally just come here to entertain you guys. Oh my God, Jane! See Jane go. What's going on, guys? I love them. They're so sweet. But so new structure for the show. Now you guys, as I said before, fans, people watching, can join the conversation live. So towards the end of the show, we'll dedicate the last 15, 20 minutes or so, or as we go along, for you guys to come in, live video chat with us, give us your questions, have a little conversation, or you can go on Twitter and use hashtag AskFilmCave to send your questions in to get them answered live here on the show. Obviously, we're brand new. We're fresh out the ass. We're still learning how to walk. And
Fresh out the ass.
fresh
I don't know
out
why
the
you had to
ass.
say that.
Because the other word is a little more provocative right now, so I'm not going to say it. So that's later on down the show.
Then ass.
Fresh out the gate?
What?
No, I was going to go with birth and wombs and the P word, but that was
And
gonna
you
be-
went
Why
for
is
asshole.
better, sir?
I don't know. It's just
This
is
is
the benefit
live.
of live, guys.
This is
Right.
live.
This is the benefit of live. This is not your average movie show.
Can
So
somebody
I
call
hope
my
you're ready for
agent? Like,
that. Where the
call
fuck
my
did you
agent.
book me on?
Read who booked me on this show, man? Man, fresh out the ass. Okay.
Film Cave sponsored
That-
by
that-
Glory
that-
Holes and Ass.
Yes.
That Grinder. Yeah, coming up
Yeah.
now. It's sponsored
Yeah.
by Grinder there. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
going
just
to be
saying.
out there in the world. That's all right.
I'm just saying, guys, everybody hit like in the comment section if you want that to be the night's new intro, guys. Hey guys, what's going on? Fresh out the ass. It's the night. Perfect. It's time for the Snyder cut.
I mean, usually I'm not going to say that. That's what.
Yeah,
gonna
fresh
be a
out the
bad
ass.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of ass, yeah, okay. Anyways,
Right.
go ahead.
Not too far off. All right, guys. So let's get into it. So our first segment of the day.
Oh yeah.
So, as we all know, guys, me and Logan, we're a bunch of fucking nerds. We love talking about film. We do it any all day. We can do it any and all goddamn day. But sometimes there's other things that we're a little more passionate about that we like to talk about. Sometimes film creeps its way back in there. But overall, this is our out there in the world segment. So today, usually in traditionary fashion, we'd have Logan go first. But because we have such a astounding guest here today, Sir Akasan, usually this segment is anything that, whether it's sports, gaming, any news that came across your mind today, or just a general overall day that you kind of just walked around and just some shit happened or what you saw. We don't know. This is your opportunity to talk about it. Do you have anything to lead up to it, man? Anything on your mind?
Yeah, sure. Hey, shout outs to Texas and Missouri for doing exactly, speaking of fresh out the ass, being exactly the opposite of what we need to be doing to finish this goddamn pandemic. Did the Governor Abbott just sit there and think to himself, wow, it's been a whole year since this entire mess. You know what I'm going to do? Lift the mask mandate. That'll fix things. Every business can open 100% at one of the places where we just had an incredible pandemic. On top of that, a snowstorm. We're barely thawing out the bodies and the corpses. You know what? Let's just lift the business. Let's lift the mask state. God will protect us.
That sounds
Yeah,
about
there you
right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Shout outs to Texas and Missouri, doing what everybody thought the opposite of doing at this point in time.
That is correct.
So
Hey, I mean, Logan's dealing. He has to deal with that shit.
Right in there. So you stole mine because I'm an IT guy. I'm in a client. I'm in his office, and he's actually the fresh out the ass.
This show is
the
just
client.
fresh out the ass.
And and he's actually our mayor of the city that I'm in. So I'm not going to say where I'm at, but he's listening to the announcement. Like he's like one of the official people that's like in a Zoom call listening, and he's like applauding and shit. And I literally turned around. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, because I'm hearing them say like we're taking you know, the rights away from local government. It's, you know, there is no mask mandate anymore. You know, you can't, if you have a business and you want people to wear masks too fucking bad, you can't force it. And I'm like, that's insane.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So like you cannot force people to wear masks in your place anymore. They just took that away. They took that away from local government.
Ooh,
Wow.
And so it's the wildest shit.
That's insane.
Y'all about to have a field day.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. Thank God I'm vaccinated. I got vaccinated. I'm good on that. You know, there's only a million other strains that they pretend to not know about. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue to wear my mask. All I do is walk around and touch other people's shit. That's all I do. I mean, being an IT guy. So I haven't taken my mask off for a whole year, and it looks like let's just run it back.
Like it's going to be a whole nother year.
Let's run that shit back, man. So
you love 2020 so much. Here's 2020 part two.
We're out there in the world segment. It looks like out there in the world is just going to continue to be COVID.
A shitstorm.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry for you guys living out there because shit's about to get real. Like
wow.
It's wild. It's wild out here.
Yeah, it is.
It's so bizarre. It's one thing to make it where like your business like okay, the whole place, it's like they're trying to make a no mask mandate, but the thing what you just said, I didn't even realize that. So if you actually own a business, you can't enforce it. That, like John just said, the Karens out there are gonna be having a field day. They're gonna rip that thong off of their face, and they're gonna be free. They're gonna be like free at last.
Well, for me it's literally for me, it's literally like we've had that the whole year is people coming in. You can't, I have rights. Right. And all that, and it's like, there's a mask mandate. This is the rule. Yeah. And now it's going to be, I'm going to walk into a place with a mask and get shit talked.
Right. Exactly.
By all these motherfuckers. Like I was like, just wait until there's somebody, you know, trying to be good in like a small town and they get fucking jumped by some idiots that, I mean, obviously, I mean, we saw what these people do. You know, all year.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting for sure. But I mean, I've already. If you have only seen me in public, like I give people the dirtiest fucking looks when they have no mask on, and now I'm gonna still do it. Yeah, no, it's exactly that Game of Thrones girl. But yeah, no, this is wild. I cannot believe this happened. And then Missouri came out immediately after, basically just copy and pasted that shit. Which was, I mean. That shows that somehow we actually have stupider people because they couldn't even say it themselves. They just like, oh shit, follow them.
What do you? I mean, what do you think? Because I saw what Beto was also saying as well. But what do you think people can do if they're living right now? If they're living in Missouri or Texas, like, what do you think you guys can do to like protect yourself?
I mean, it really is. It really is. Don't take your fucking mask off. Texas has been open for way too long. We were fully shut down for maybe 2 months, and then we opened all back up. We went from 50% capacity and then 75, and then a lot of places have been going 100 this whole time, basically. But it's just like, you know, walking into grocery stores or just random places, you know, they all have signs that say, please wear a mask. And some people don't, and they're like, "Sir, turn around and leave." Some of them, and it's fucking awesome when they do, because you know what all the people look like that are walking in there without the mask. So it's funny to watch them like actually get shit talked by some girl that makes minimum wage, and she's done. She's done with this shit. So like, wear a mask. But yeah, I mean, I have been in the worst situations this whole year, and all I've done is wear a mask, and I haven't gotten COVID. So. If you try to say masks don't work, if you wear them, I mean, go at it and you probably will be okay. That's kind of where I'm at currently. Obviously, don't get in big groups. Don't be an idiot. Don't hang out with too many people that, you know, you're not real close to and you don't know where they've been. But yeah, man, this is going to be interesting for sure. Because if they don't expect some sort of the only thing I can say is a lot of essential people have gotten a vaccine and a lot of older people have gotten the vaccine. So I'm not expecting a massive death spike that would because that's all these people care about is like the deaths is nothing. This is like the flu. And I'm like, okay, but like people are having conditions after they get this for forever because they got it. So like, I care about that. Like, I don't want my lungs fucked up at 26.
Yep.
That's it. So like, that's kind of where I'm at. So
that's where I'm at right now. Having a bitch twice. So
yeah, correct. So we gotta try to, you know, just stay strong and wear your fucking mask. That's what I think is going to be funny. Is it's still going to be.
Yep.
Most people are going to wear their mask.
2021, fresh out the ass.
That is correct.
Do you think, like, do you actually? But I'm kind of curious. Do you, because this is the film cave? Do you think that this is actually going to help and increase the local cinemas now? The fact that 100%, so that in Texas is a huge market, and one of those reasons why Disney doesn't release goddamn Black Widow, but Disney's all pussyfooting that shit. Anyways, shout outs to Warner Brothers for being the only one. People want to shit talk Warner Brothers, but god damn, if Warner Brothers is not the only people putting out movies this year. Anyways, do you think that now with Texas being open and the theaters being open, do you think there's going to be like an overflow of people running to go see movies?
So the thing about it is our theaters have been open since Tenet came out here.
Oh, really? 100%?
No, but
no. See, that's what I'm alluding
But the
to.
thing about it is that the spacing has been good. Like I saw Tenet in the theaters, and I've seen only a few because obviously not a bunch of movies have come out, but they do not let anyone sit near you. There's nobody can sit in the seats in front of you, next to you, you know, whatever, or behind you, whatever. But the thing about it is, even with that, the theaters have been ghost towns. I mean, ghost towns. My local theater for the past,
I mean, it was Tenet, so let's not.
Well, right.
No, but, I'm just keep going. Sorry.
Even in the last few weeks, like I'll randomly look at like showtimes on a Tuesday, and all it is like theater rentals at noon, 3, 7, and 9 or something. It's like, please, somebody come pay us $150 to rent out a theater, and we're not showing any other movies. Like, what movies y'all would pick is it? Like, so I think they have one person working there. They're open, and they have, you know, a few hard drives that they plug in and play some movies.
Hey, you gonna do that for the Snyder Cut? By the way? Just curious.
That would.
Can you rent out an IMAX?
I don't think so. I would have done it. I would have done it.
I highly doubt that.
My aunt did do it a couple weeks ago for just a normal theater for Back to the Future. I'd never even seen Back to the Future, so seeing it in the theater for the first time was pretty awesome.
Wow,
cool experience. But yeah, no. So no, I don't think this is going to help whatsoever. Because that's the thing is, most people are looking at this and going, "What the fuck are they thinking?" Like it. So it really is like that's most people. So yeah, I mean, this is a weird time. I thought we were in a weird time, but now everybody's just laughing at us even more than they already have been. So I mean, I'm just sitting there like, I just got to keep shaking my head and like you have no idea how many people in these videos or something are like, oh, Texas, like fuck you, Trumpy, and I'm like, listen, like if only you knew. And so like I just immediately get stereotypical, just like labeled like that. So I just hope people know that there are normal people here that have brains. We're just surrounded.
That's a little rough
by a bunch of really stupid people. Wow. And they run this bitch as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, now that the world's continuing to go to shit.
By the way, I had a COVID scare last week too.
Oh
yeah. That's all. I didn't get it, but it was an interesting thing.
That fucking toe itch is COVID scare these days. Just anything is fucking COVID.
No, I actually I had a high fever of like over 102 or so, and I had to go like last week. They sent me. I had to go during the COVID check-in times, and I was in a long line, and there were people hacking up. It's called the COVID cough, and I'm like, yo, if I don't have corona, I'm probably gonna get corona.
That's exactly
waiting in this goddamn line like that. Yeah, but I was way too chipper that even the doctors and the nurses were like, you don't have COVID. Like, but I took the PCR. I spit. I didn't swallow. And John, you know what's up.
Straight out the ass.
That's what I tell them.
Straight out the ass. I spit. I didn't swallow. A few days later, I got my result. It was negative, but
good.
Yeah, it was just a low grade fever. That's all. It must have been in anticipation for the Snyder cut. That's why I got
There
sick.
you go.
All right, what's next, John?
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to talk about that. All right, so Logan, do you have anything, sir? Anything you'd like to talk about?
that was my shit. I was going to go off, and we ended up going off anyway, so I'm happy.
Stole your thunder?
Let's
all right,
do it.
Perfect. So another one that causes some divide here between me and my lovely co-host here, but because he's just fucking insane, he condones just dirty, just cheating and fucking just Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, watch where he's going with this, Akasan.
He's a dirty fucking fighter. Okay, basically what's going on here. So Godzilla vs. Kong, one of the most anticipated movies this year. The director Adam Wingard he came out. He's like, listen, there's no sugarcoat here. There's no fucking roses and sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be a definitive fucking winner. One's gonna win. Now,
no Mothra. No save Martha. Yeah. No, nothing like that. Okay, I'm just saying.
God.
We're all
that was
thinking
amazing.
It. Save Mothra. Why did you say that?
Jesus Christ!
Amazing.
Definitive answer. Okay,
right.
Definitive winner. Okay, cool. Just wondering.
I'm Team Godzilla here. The only one that makes sense to win here. Logan is Kong. That motherfucker. Who are you going for, Akasan? Who's your victor?
Shit, Asian pride. You know what's up.
I'm about to say, don't let down.
Yeah. Come on, the Asian pride. You know what's up. Japan's favorite son, baby. Godzilla in the house, baby. That's what we do. There ain't no it's a walking fucking nuclear reactor versus monkey. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's not gonna have that here.
Monkey from a shithole island. You know,
little baby
playing with savages. This motherfucker's got hands, but I literally have a walking nuclear reactor.
He doesn't have that power at all times. He has to be powered up.
He literally is. No, that was a supercharged reactor. Right. I'm not even getting into Super Saiyan Godzilla. Yeah, I'm talking about just regular Godzilla. Yeah.
So if people watching
left over, who knows that?
If people watching don't know, I 100% think that Godzilla is winning in this movie. 100%, because if the marketing hasn't told us, they're only showing us Kong kicking his ass. So they're doing that on purpose to make you think he has a chance.
Mega Godzilla's ass.
But no, I think that Godzilla's winning. I just think that if this was real fucking life, evolution would take hold, and we would fucking destroy the lizards.
Evolution. How long has Godzilla been around, man? Kong could barely hold down his block. Godzilla was going.
He's tripled in size.
Godzilla was going coast to coast looking for that smoke in all of his movies. This dude was showing up every 7. He was like, "Yo, I heard you were talking that shit. What's up?
You coming for my throne, motherfucker? I got you."
Kong needed Loki and Captain Marvel to defend his block. Yeah, and Nick Fury
and the
to
fucking
defend
Nova
his
Prime
block,
bastard.
man. This
dude
was getting whooped.
He was a baby.
This dude was getting whooped by a giant spider or whatever the fuck that was.
Hey, so it wasn't Godzilla. He was smaller in the first Godzilla than the King of the Monsters, so he was younger too. So he's only more
which
badass.
That's the thing too, is did you see the pictures that they released? They have fucked up the scaling bad.
Definitely. They've been juicing Kong, man.
Oh my god! Yeah, and he's hanging on the top of a building now. He's nowhere close to as big as he's supposed to be. I have no idea what's happening.
I don't know who was what and what size. I don't fucking know no damn more.
Somebody's shrinking him or something. But however, Logan was talking about marketing. See, my whole thing is look, it's something that keeps bothering me is the fact that the last movie Godzilla was in, it was King of the Monsters. Kong is still only known as Kong. What if Kong wins and then he becomes
that was my initial thing. That was my initial thing, was he's King Kong for a reason.
Right.
But
he's King Kong on a little damn island. All right, it's not King Kong like the rest of everybody knows.
But I don't know why y'all are talking shit about his size. His movie was in the 70s. We've only seen Godzilla in the 2014 and beyond. He's grown, he's tripled in size, but that's beyond the point. You think anybody's fucked with him on that island since those movies?
If not, peace has made him comfortable.
Well, no, I think that's exactly right. That's why he's chilling on that island going, it's like Michael Jordan sitting there going okay, I'll take whoever wins. Like, I'm not going to go out there and join the tournament.
No, literally, actually, technically, the last time we saw Kong was in King of the Monsters, and that dude didn't even show up to the inauguration of Godzilla, and Godzilla took
why would he do that? He's ready to fuck him up.
Nah, he was like,
you think he'd go down there to bow down?
That's what happened. He can't swim. That's why he didn't cross over. He goes in the water and he's fucking drowned.
That is a good point. Just throws his motherfucker in the water. That's it. We're done. It's game over.
We just see Kong laying on his back like, fuck, I'm tired, just floating on his back.
Yeah. We literally saw Kong. Kong couldn't even get off the island without some human help. Yeah,
shit. Right. You have humans, bro.
So that's the thing. That's why that immediately tells me the marketing doesn't make sense because he's gonna get his ass kicked. Because how did he get caught? So that's they're doing a good job of making people go, oh, this is gonna be a fight.
Because humans always kick Kong's ass. That's why. But
we'll see. I mean, I did see one image of him holding Godzilla by the neck. I'm like, wait a second, how big is this dude, man? Come on now.
They had to push him up for size.
It literally looks like they're going up and down in different shots.
Yeah,
like it's weird.
Speaking of marketing, interesting enough, you ask anybody in Japan, they have no idea this movie is coming out. It's really crazy. Yeah, it's coming out like 2 months later as well in Japan. And like every time I ask anybody, like any of my students, they're just like, what? There's another Godzilla movie? Like they barely know about the other ones that have come out. When King of the Monsters came out, barely people knew about that one. So it's weird. Yeah, it's really weird. WB marketing is really bad.
Makes me wonder if they might be stupid enough to make Kong win then. Is this really only aimed towards American audiences?
It might be.
Chuck my drink in the back of somebody's head if that shit happens.
Okay, well, there's not going to be anybody in the theater to do that, but
there'll be some people and they will get chucked. I don't know if somebody's
Chuck it.
My damn wrath.
Is it the same director as King of the Monsters?
No, it's Adam Wingard. He did Blair Witch and The Guest and things like that. Good director, but I don't know.
But I don't know. Yeah, the King of the Monsters, he really loved the Godzilla lore, so I'd have more faith in him doing it. But yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trailer looks good.
Here we go.
Right. Everyone hated that song. I like that song for that trailer. I didn't mind.
It's very WWE-ish. It's just, I mean, I understand what they're going for because you didn't like King of the Monsters. Personally, I really like King of the Monsters trailers, but it had this sort of slowed out BVS type appeal, like very slow we're walking amongst gods type of situation, bigger than life. And somebody pointed out to me that it's just like in this world now, like especially Corona, we don't really want things so serious with our entertainment. We don't want movies so serious, and we don't want it that dark anymore. So here we go. So that's one of the reasons they changed it up, and it reminds me of Ragnarok actually. Thor: The Dark World, the first Thor movie, then the Thor: The Dark World. Personally, I liked it. I liked that tone, but people didn't really turn around with the Thor movies until Ragnarok came out, and they were using this more uppity type music. So I get it. It's not for everybody. Yeah.
So we'll get to Thor later on, definitely for sure. But all right, so Akasan's favorite director of all time just released a teaser of his next movie, Army of the Dead.
Yeah,
Sir Zack Snyder. And they didn't give us a lot. They didn't give us much. Just a small little tease. Just a bunch of fun, rambunctious, fucking action, blowing up zombies and shit. True Zack Snyder fashion.
Dave Bautista.
Right, Mr. Bautista. That man's in everything right now.
Fresh up.
I like the overall. Right. I like the overall teaser. I think it looks fun. I loved Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead was amazing. That was our first introduction to Zack Snyder, and now he's kind of going back to form a little bit with Army of the Dead. It is interesting. For not showing too much, I think we got everything we needed, exactly what to expect from this film, and tone-wise, and it has a lot of Snyderisms, I should say. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do we like the teaser? Did we hate it?
I mean, no, I didn't hate the teaser. It was definitely a teaser. Didn't give us really much at all. Short too. But from what we did see, I definitely think it looks fun, and it looks like what Zack Snyder should be making, to be honest. It doesn't look like story or character development is necessarily big in the
Snyder's
script.
forte.
Yeah. So
it's perfect for him.
What I saw was slow motion guns and zombies, and I think that's exactly that right there is exactly what I'm excited for the movie, because that works for Zack Snyder. And you know, I mean, Snyder Cut could blow me away with other character development things that I'm not expecting, whatever, but I doubt it. When I look at this, I actually can get excited about this, because these aren't characters I care about. They could all die at the end of this movie, and I would just be like, that was fucking hilarious. So, you know, it looks fun. Slow motion Dave Bautista, sure, whatever. Give him a Bautista bomb somewhere in this movie, and I'll laugh.
Throwback to the Bautista bomb, very much so. All right, Snyder's #1 fan. How you feeling?
I didn't watch it.
Amazing.
There you go. That's my comment. That's my. So the only fucking reason I know Dave Bautista's in it is because Dave Bautista tweeted it. So that was about it.
Amazing.
So I didn't. No, I'm not even like hating it. It's just that I was on vacation last week, and me stopping everything to watch a Zack Snyder trailer is just not my thing anymore. So it'll still be here one day when I decide to watch. Maybe later, maybe tomorrow. If I got some time.
I definitely will say it's not worth stopping your vacation for.
Yeah.
It's very short. Don't see a lot. Yeah. No real money shots in it at all either. So.
Okay. I mean, there's that little Snyder Cut montage, the more Jesus biblical thing, whatever going on. Like, I have a whole catalog of things I gotta watch. I gotta watch Superman and Lois, episode 2 when it comes out. And the Flash is back. Yeah. So there's a lot of DC Warner Brothers content that they feel like I should watch, but I'll get to it when I get to it. Fuck.
It's a lot, and that Mother Box Justice League was interesting.
Okay, haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's just
Is it in the movie?
What?
Mother?
No, it's just a little teaser. So it essentially shows all the heroes on the Mother Box and like their origins, the little Easter eggs all around, while religious shit plays in the background and all that. So it's basically saying like the heroes like birth the Mother Boxes and like are the Mother Boxes and like all type of fancy shit.
Sounds like
I cannot wait for the Snyder Cut so we can all fucking stop talking about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, and we definitely, when it comes out, best believe this man next to me, I will. That needs to happen, because I'm sure that'll be a great, interesting conversation. All right,
I'm gonna just send in my pre-recorded message and be done with it.
Just sleep.
But I'm so tired of this talking about it. It's just like, man, come on. I'm counting down the days. That. Thank God, man. You do not understand what my Twitter timeline be looking like half the time. It's just, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know. Happy birthday to me. But yes. So, all right. Speaking of Thor, actually, Melissa McCarthy is going to be in Thor.
Huh?
Thor.
Oh, McCartney?
What?
Paul McCartney?
Yep. She's going to be in Thor 4 playing fake Hela. It was just confirmed and announced. So it looks like we might be getting another play or something, or like previously on.
Right.
So Thor Ragnarok was, Logan's favorite, movie, especially of all time, also in MCU. So because he loves this so much. What do you think, buddy? I'm gonna start off with you. How do you feel about this?
Okay. Ragnarok, y'all know I'm not a big fan of, but
why? Because it was too fucking funny.
Because they didn't care about.
Thank you, Jane Ghost.
The source material.
They
fucked up Planet Hulk. Yeah.
Not even that. It was fun, but like in terms of like we had Odin die.
I'm about to
let's just go right past that. Let's just have a bunch of laughs. Asgard, all the history about it is just fake. They've been murderers, and let's just laugh about that. And then let's kill half of Ragnarok, and then half of Asgard, and then actually just destroy Asgard, and then let's laugh about it.
It's Ragnarok.
And so with this, I will admit, a funny part in that movie is the play scene when fucking Matt Damon shows up. What a weird thing. I do think it's now overplayed because we know he's back for another one. I think that's kind of stupid to do, but then, I mean, Melissa McCarthy will be,
McCartney?
Yeah. But it'll probably be a funny scene, but I care about the story and the emotion, and we should be having a mighty Thor with cancer, and I don't think that's something to laugh about necessarily, and we are going to, apparently. So I'm very worried about this movie.
I just want to point out that John is rolling his eyes at people with cancer. Yeah, so look at that. Yeah, like
yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Logan is making a very valid point, and John Knight is rolling his eyes at.
And you know what they're going to do. Yeah. They're changing the source material for the Mighty Thor, and she's actually going to have anal cancer. And the poster will say,
he's interested.
Straight out the ass for the cancer.
Straight out the ass. Hashtag Thor straight out the ass.
No. Logan knows exactly good and goddamn well what he's doing when he's saying all these things, because he knows he's making a mockery out of all of it. That's why I roll my damn eyes, because he's talking about all serious matters like Taika Waititi can't perfectly balance like he does.
Did
he?
Yes.
What movie was this? I don't think
Jojo Rabbit is fucking phenomenal.
Jojo Rabbit's good.
Phenomenal. Any movie prior to that, even the Thor Ragnarok, he handled the things we needed to. We moved on, and that's it. That's what that is. We move on.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. I saw it a couple times, and I moved on.
You shut your mouth.
Not watching that shit. I really like the after credit scene. Digged it. Did go back and watch that a couple times.
What a dick. All right, so I'm guessing, Akasan, you're kind of on the same train.
I mean, look, like here's my thing is like I understand that my taste does not dictate what the rest of the DC what the MCU focuses on, and for me personally, I love Thor: The Dark World. I knew the Dark World had some problems with it, but I really did like that tone. I like that seriousness. I like the way that it was kind of like they even had a director from Game of Thrones on there, but you could tell that they were struggling in certain aspects. But overall, I like that tone, and I like how they use Hell. Forgot the name of the people that make those epic trailers. Forgot it, Hellstorm or something like that. Anyways, I understand that Ragnarok was a different type, but I also get that that's what it got people into it. Like, people enjoyed the Thor movie for once. So, it may not be for me the way as Ant-Man is not for me, the same way Doctor Strange is barely for me. It's just not my type of movie, but I realize that's kind of what the market might want. So Melissa McCarthy, I actually thought Ghostbusters was pretty funny. But if she's going to be in the movie, whatever, here nor there. But I agree with Logan, as I do feel like the Mighty Thor, that particular storyline, that is something that should be handled really well, because with female Thor, or just Thor, that's incarnated through a female body, that was very intriguing to me, the fact that it was Jane with cancer. And I was like, okay, if it was just Jane by herself, I'm like, that is whack. Exactly. You're gonna make Mary Jane Spider-Man next?
I knew nothing about that storyline when they announced it, and I looked into it and I was like, holy shit, the more she changes, the closer she gets to dying. I was like, fuck yes. And then it was Taika, and I was like, fuck, like shit, man.
Exactly.
Man.
It reminds me a lot of the Spawn storyline. When the Spawn first came around and came back from hell, he had this little timer thing, and so the more he used his powers, the closer he was. So I like that idea. So if they went with that particular direction, but Taika and Natalie Portman pulling that off, I don't know about all that. So I don't know. I mean, like again though, I'm not the core demographic that I'd rather have a depressing ass movie.
Right.
I'd rather have Natalie Portman incarnating her Black Swan routine and a depressing movie. But I get that ain't gonna sell in China. So
right. But the mighty Thor could win an Oscar or something if they wanted to make it that.
Yep.
And John, I want to hear what you think about this, because I know that you're gonna love it. But what I will say is, when it comes to Ragnarok, most of the people I see that love it were not fans of the MCU before that, and so they're like, "That's a fun movie," and I'm like, "Yes, it definitely is." But for me, Thor is 1,500 years old with a lot of years on him, and he should be wise, and he was a idiot, and that frustrates me. But John, what do you think?
He was not an idiot. He was just having fun. God damn it.
His planet got destroyed and he was having fun. That's my point.
The only good part about that is that
it's supposed to be destroyed. That was the whole point of it.
Right. Make it worth it.
Oh, well, it's part of the comics, so let me not have any problems with it. No, that's ridiculous.
No, he handled it. He's like, listen, he accepted it in the moment. The whole little NC was like, listen, I realize this just gonna fucking suck. But it's what we have to do for the greater of our goddamn people. Like,
fair enough.
You have to blow this up. Wherever
Asgard isn't a place that you
exactly.
I know, man.
Okay, whatever.
Exactly.
Let's laugh about it.
They hit the beats that they had to, and they fucking. That's it. It's not gone. It came back later in later iterations. It came back in fucking Infinity. It came back in all that. It set up shit to come back later. It did what it needed to do. I don't need to sit there for 30 minutes like, oh, my fucking planet. All right, we get it. It's gone. You felt it. Cool. There's other stakes to figure out right now.
I swear to God.
I never care. I never care. When it blew up, I'm like, what happens? I'm not Asgard. Like, oh my God, Asgard.
That's what Taika felt too. I don't care.
Yeah. Like the fact that they needed to clean that up in Infinity War and show some Thor remorse just shows how bizarre some of the writing was.
He had a moment to finally everything stopped.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. I can everything can hit me now. Because I can't be like, I have so much shit going on in Ragnarok in between and up to that little pod with him and Rocket.
The Hulk was the Hulk for like what 2 or 3 years, and Bruce never came out, and he had all this mental damage, and he even mentioned it in the movie, and they just laughed it off. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say. They didn't stay with that. I'll say they didn't stick with the 2 years not being you. Okay, sure. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We should have Akasan on more often. This is nice. I feel like I'm on the. I have my co-host as a Trump supporter, but it's a Taika thing. There's no say in this.
Listen,
it's fantastic to have some logic in this
your
bitch.
Word is law, goddammit. You're the one with college church.
Right.
Shit.
You're right.
Fucker. But no,
we're opinionated people.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. All right. Well, so moving on from that, we all know what these two feel about it, but you guys know what the real,
we're on the other side of you.
Right.
I don't know. Smart people.
Whatever. Stuff your face. All right. Listen. All right. So the last topic before we get into our main headlines for the evening, this is nothing to fucking talk long about. It's just some shit that I kind of from the beginning fucking knew was the case, but whatever. Everyone's on Tom's jock these days. Uncharted. Tom Holland, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, he came out and admitted the way he approached Nathan Drake in this upcoming Uncharted film was a mistake. That doesn't bring much comfort to me. I never had the shit because I think it was just poorly casted. But he's finally coming out the horse's mouth. He made a
fresh
mistake.
Out the ass.
Coming fresh out the ass. Tom Holland made a mistake.
Straight out of asshole. Crazy motherfucker named John.
Crazy motherfucker named Tom. Doing Uncharted.
Exactly. So clearly this is all kind of fucked up. So how we feel about this panel? Not big news, but something to be quite concerning given how big this IP is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this makes total sense, honestly, to me, for how they went about this movie in general, in terms of, hey, let's cast the kid that's already a Sony guy. He doesn't fit the role at all, but let's keep him in-house, give him another giant contract. And then let's also cut out Naughty Dog completely when it comes to the script and try to make it up later, bring in the actor from the games in and having a little conversation with Neil Druckmann to kind of have a PR move. This is exactly what I expected. The movie is not going to be good. It might be enjoyable because the subject matter is cool. It's supposed to be an action National Treasure.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy the National Treasure movies because they're cool and that, there's some weird history going on there. And this is now the guy can do a backflip. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be probably be Tomb Raider, but a little bit less than that. I know, John, you liked it. I haven't seen it yet, but that's what it kind of seems like to me. Just in what he's saying. Sounds like he's going to be chest out, sarcastic in a bad way, not Nathan Drake's way. And it's exactly what I expected.
Yeah, I don't see that shit at all. How do you feel, Aka? You played the game?
I mean, no, I didn't actually. I've only played Uncharted 1 a little bit, and then I got bored and turned it off.
Uncharted 4 is fantastic.
I like like you guys are talking about this as a massive franchise. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like like the most I've ever heard about Uncharted is that like how good Uncharted 4 is, or how good Uncharted 3 is, but you gotta play the other games to get through it. I'm like, yo, if I gotta get through these other boring ass games, I'm like, yo, like, come on now. That's like telling me you can't play God of War 4 without playing. Yes, but you can actually.
Yeah. Uncharted 4 is similar to that. You really don't need to play.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think you guys are taking the headline out of context, because if you actually read the article, he's just talking about his particular his performance and the way that he took the stage direction and the grasp of the character. He's just saying how his approach to playing a video game character was really different than it was to any other role that he's done, because the particular direction was like always walking around and chest out, and it was a performance issue more than the story. He doesn't really mention the story at all, or his character. He's just talking about the way that he was he talked about two-stepping and making sure that he was just always on the X line, which is, position where you need to be. So that for him, he just felt uncomfortable. Christian Bale said the same thing about playing Batman, and none of us are, well, we do give him grief about that. But, Christian Bale hates the way he played Batman, but if he could, but most actors do. Yeah. Most actors hate. I hate every video I make. So I'll still take that monetization, but I can't go back and look at my old shit either, because it's just like, you're always constantly trying to improve yourself. So I'm sure if Uncharted does well and they do Uncharted 2, Tom will be back, and he'll try to approach the character a little differently and probably have a better grasp on it. If you look at the way Tom is in Civil War as Peter Parker versus the way he is now in Far From Home, it's like two different people. But guess what? That's growth. Correct. That's understanding the character and growing with it.
I disagree with you. He doesn't have any growth. That's a conversation for another time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you look at Tom Holland when he met Tyrone Magnus before he even debuted as Spider-Man, this dude looks scrawny as hell, man. Now this dude is like super ripped.
God, he met him.
Yeah. And what's crazy about that is Tyrone didn't even know who Tom Holland was. This dude came out of his limo. Tom Holland came out of his limo all over in my hometown, by the way, of North Hollywood. Came out of his limo and was like, "Oh my God, are you Tyrone Magus? I'm Tom Holland. I play Spider-Man." Can you imagine being at that point in your life where literally an MCU actor needs to introduce themselves to you
and you don't know who they are?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. That's like The Rock coming up to me and saying, "Oh, yes, well, I'm Dwayne Johnson." Yeah. Who?
Yeah. Have I seen you in anything?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wayne Johnson doesn't ring a bell. Are you in the MCU? Okay. Like that. Yeah. Who the fuck is Black Adam? Yeah. You know, that actually happened to me. So a side story. There's this I was at the premiere for something DC. It was a DC related thing in Japan. I was hanging out with all these celebrities or whatever, and damn, I can't. I need a different name. We'll call her Strawberry Sun. Yeah, let's just go with Strawberry Sun. Yeah, I can't say her name because so I'm like, I was walking around just chilling. I was kind of drunk and I met all these girls and I was just talking about this one girl and she was dressed up as Supergirl and I'm like, yeah, your tits aren't big enough like that. And I was like, okay, no. I was saying, wow, your tits look really big. Like, is that part of the cosplay? Is it fake or not? And then she got all embarrassed and I like left. Anyways. I was just talking. I walked by one of my friends. She was a handler for a celebrity, right? And I was just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just taking care of Strawberry Sun." And then in my hubris of being drunk, I'm just like, "Who the fuck is Strawberry Sun?" And I say that super loud. And she actually was somebody super fairly famous in Japan. And this woman turns around and
it's her.
It's her. And she's like, you don't know who I am? And I was like, no,
not really.
And then Dante runs in and she starts panicking because she was actually in the DC fandom Japan representation thing a few months ago. And she was just like, hey, Dante, as you guys know, DC son. She was like, Dante, how come he doesn't know who I am? How come he doesn't know who I am? Dante's simple reply, oh, Strawberry Son, he doesn't have a TV.
Perfect. Genius.
He doesn't have a TV. And I'm just like, yeah, which is actually kind of true. I don't watch Japanese television. And so then she kept on panicking. And so I had to leave the party. It was so bad. They're like, you got to go. I'm like, all right. And so I said bye to Joker and Harley. And that was the end of my situation. Yeah.
That's how you get kicked out of a spot real quick.
Oh, well. They better get a YouTube channel. That's the only way I'm watching them now.
That facts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're about to get into our main headlines of the evening. If you stuck around this long, we thank you so much. Consider subscribing to the channel. You know what? Consider subscribe to the channel if you're new. It will not be an empty subscription. We promise you we have endless amounts of content here on the channel. As like I said, the Film Cave goes live every single week, so if you do not want to miss it, hit that notification bell to be a part of the movement and the conversation. We'll be on later. Like I said, we'll open up time for you guys. I will post the link in the chat for you to join us live if you want to. Ask questions, jump off a little bit, whatever. All right. So on to the main topics of the evening. And I might get emotional for some of them. And emotional, I mean kind of angry.
Geez.
Yeah. First topic of the evening. Marvel's ratings, the MCU. So, as we all know, Blade actually starts to film next month. I believe
Sorry, that's a given. You got to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Stop the press. Hold the ass. Logan, have you watched the original Blade movie?
Not in a long time. Not in a very long time.
Okay.
What year did it come out?
Huh? Like the same as X-Men. Before X-Men, 1994, right. I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in 95. So give me a break. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I shouldn't have seen it.
Logan's like 12. But keep
26.
Damn.
Yeah, wild though. But no, I distinctly remember I watched both of them before Trinity, and then I watched half of Trinity and didn't finish it. And I don't think I've watched any of them since.
Okay.
When I'm not mad at you for Trinity, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's just like because that was the anthem. That was the anthem right there.
I just learned that John Knight dances like a drunk white girl, and that is a bigger reveal than my Blade news.
These are my glow sticks.
Oh, God, Raven. Blade, come on, that was the anthem back then. Blade is the entire reason we even have the MCU now.
Yeah. for sure.
It kind of.
And bullet time, by the way. It doesn't get credit for that shit. The Matrix does, but whatever.
Yeah.
But so Kevin Feige, Lord.
Never mind. It was in 98. It was in 98.
Yeah, I see that. Sorry, I was 4. 3 and 4.
That's hilarious and makes me feel old.
Yep.
Yeah. So Lord Feige has come out and said that it will not be rated R. The only rated R property will still be and remain Deadpool. So this does not make me happy. I will say, if you're not going to do the material fully and that you want to do not fucking do it. Blade is not a property that you want to be like, oh, hey, quips and sunshines and da-da-da-da. No, it's fucking Blade. There needs to be violence and blood and all that. It's vampires. It's in the comics go deep with Blade. Do not sugarcoat that. That's what's pissing me off. If you're going to bring on fucking night characters and stuff like that, treat the material as it is or don't take it on at all. And that's what's frustrating because MCU is so good with sticking to that shit and source and being true and all this and taking creative liberties at work. This is not one of them. So I know people tagged me and, oh, hey, Blade starts next month. And I'm like, no, I just don't care. It is whatever. So how do you guys feel about it?
Akasan, I want to hear your thoughts.
What? We've had based upon there's been a whole generation of Blade movies that were rated R, right? They didn't really do the best that they weren't really the best, honestly. So just being rated R does not equal being a good story. You can still, The Dark Knight, there's not one drop of blood in that movie, and it's still an amazingly good movie. So you can still cover source material. Twilight deals with vampires, and I know where you're what we're about to get into with that one, but Twilight is popular, but it wasn't rated R. So
yeah, it gets horny teens and prepubescence.
They are ripping each other's heads off.
Yeah. So you can get away with certain things as long as their emotional beats and the particular scenes are still there. It's fine, and in the end, I wouldn't be opposed to them just pulling a Zack Snyder and just releasing director's cuts each time if people really want that rated R edition at the end of the day.
Should have to do that.
Like the Wolverine, that recut of the Wolverine.
Yep, exactly.
Or just make Logan.
Well, so here's the thing. For me, we have Deadpool, and I'm someone that I think that they could integrate Deadpool into the Avengers movies in a hilarious way by forcing him to be PG-13 and him knowing about it and him trying to say what the fuck and then bleeping him or he's not able to get it out, and it could be funny in that way. When it comes to Blade, I think that you can still do things with the PG-13. I agree that the source material and everything, if you wanted to truly adapt what the source material is, you're not going to make a PG-13 Spawn. Shouldn't do it. But Blade, I think it's possible to do it in a way, you can still have blood in these movies. You can't have their jugular, hanging out. But in Endgame, we watch Ronan slit a guy's throat and he's got blood dripping down him. He cuts his jugular. So, they can do certain things and take liberties. But I do like the idea if they wanted to say, hey, we'll release it PG-13, the movie, and then have cuts where we just CGI new blood in or whatever they wanted to do. That would be kind of cool. But when it comes to Deadpool, the language is important. That's why a Deadpool movie should never be PG-13, because he needs to be able to cuss. And he needs to be able to say stupid shit, do stupid shit, and have limbs hanging off and, whatever. But with this, I don't think that's a necessity. It is something I would choose it. But also, if I had to choose between non-MCU and this, I'm going to choose this, because we get to see Blade with Doctor Strange, with all these guys that could really, really work. And I think I understand, John, that you're upset, but I think you should still be excited because have you seen the casting for Blade?
Yes.
Do you think Mahershala Ali is gonna? He literally called and said, "I want to be Blade," and they said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yes.
Right, and now we're gonna give you the watered down version.
And do you think he wouldn't back out if he's obviously a fan of Blade? Do you think he wouldn't say, "Hey, no, I wanted to be Blade, not watered down Blade"?
Marvel check. I was like, here you go. Here's 10 movies.
He could get that from anywhere.
Was Mortal Kombat? Wait, hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, was Mortal Kombat the original goofy ass ones? Were those rated R?
No, it was not.
Right? So I mean,
that was cheese in camp, and that's why we love it.
But again, that proves my point. When thinking about Mortal Kombat, the movies, I really automatically thought those were rated R. And so you can pull a lot off with PG-13 at this point. It doesn't. You don't need to have ripped jugulars out. Now the new Mortal Kombat movie, that's an entirely different story. That has to be rated R if you really want to go that. Yeah,
I agree.
That route
because it's honoring and it's honoring the fucking material.
Get the fuck out of here! Honoring the fucking story material. Literally, Gamora is an entirely different fucking color. Josh Brolin is Thanos. Get the fuck out of here! Honoring the source material. They pick and choose what they want, and whatever works within the MCU. No, come on.
It's still material. All this MCU shit we've got is not straying too fucking far.
Again, this is somebody that loves the Snyder Cut and loves that Batman is a fucking killer. I have not seen the Snyder Cut, so you cannot say that. I have not. This is also the same man that loves Ben Affleck, murder Batman, talking about honor the source material. Get the fuck out of here.
How about the guy that loves Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Why are you flipping your script?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. Is Thor a fucking brutal ass, blood-venging, gore-happy character? No, he is not.
He's a wise old man that has
person, which is why Chris Hemsworth was like, "I'm bored of this motherfucker. Do something, or I'm out."
Right, and that's why actors don't write their movies because then we'd have Mark Hamill's version of The Last Jedi,
and it turned out right because that's the one that loves.
So here's the thing, I think. My gosh, y'all!
It's like bringing
the
Punisher in and saying, okay,
no, it is not.
They're both violent, hyper violent ass characters. What do you mean? It's no, it's not.
Here's the thing, though. We had one R-rated version theatrically of Wolverine, and people would argue you have to have him be R-rated just for the simple fact that he's got knives on his hands.
Yes, you do.
And you have to have blood. Logan could have been a PG-13 movie.
Absolutely. It was a treat that it wasn't, but it didn't really here or there make a difference for the story.
The story was a PG-13 story, and then they took any restraints away and said, add blood, put claws through people's heads, go at it. He could have easily punched the guy in the heart with his claws, like we've seen him do a million times. There's no blood. Instead, they went the other way. And so I'm just you're acting like this immediately just makes the movie shit. And let me
tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm assuming that we're all childrenless, right? Or okay, so we don't have fucking kids to think about. Here's the thing, as far as we know, we don't have fucking kids to think about. And we already established that Logan is from an entirely different generation that we are. But here's the thing. We can't gatekeep this shit as well. So if Blade needs to be PG-13 to introduce more people into this, Logan is a whole nother thing because Logan was the christening, the end game of the Wolverine story before they reboot him. But introducing Logan or Wolverine X-rated, that completely cuts your demographic in half. Somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat, your guys' chat. Fucking the worst part about Birds of Prey was the fact that they made Birds of Prey rated R. If Birds of Prey was PG-13, it would have gotten an entirely different demographic that would have been able to come in and support it.
A bunch of 12-year-old boys and girls would have died over that movie. They would have loved that stupid shit.
What is my answer? What do I say to the kids? when it comes to that. What do I say to that?
And that's why you don't run this shit, because he says too fucking bad.
No, I say fuck them damn kids.
Yeah,
Like
he wants to R-rated as shit.
You have their movies for your ass. Guess what? It's time to go to bed, motherfucker. You got school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now we have these shit that they're supposed to be to us in the material that is. Fuck them kids. That's what I say. But again, that's just me. Because thankfully I'm not in charge. Because
make sure you send your letters to John directly. The reviews of John Knight do not reflect the rest of Akasan and Logan. We love the MCU and would like to be invited. This is also the same person that complains. This is also the same person that complains when Mortal Kombat people, when Warner Brothers doesn't retweet him in the collaboration.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realize
okay. All right. Keep on fucking them kids, John.
Wait a minute.
You said fuck them kids.
Yep.
So the way this motherfucker, that's a little different. All right. But anyway, yes. Mortal Kombat, you have missed opportunities to put your shit together.
I think The Dark Knight is a great example. The Joker can slam a head on a pencil and it can go through a guy's eye, and you don't have to make it R. And
what
I think
kind
that's
of sickle needs to see that? And we need the uncut version. No, come on now.
I'm a gore head,
so
I won't lie. But
right.
Okay, fair enough. So I can't even say we weigh on opinion. I'm outnumbered.
That's a good one.
I'm outnumbered here.
No, you're just educated. It's okay. Moving on.
I am. Yes. Thank you so much for realizing such things. I need you guys to catch the fuck up. But all right. So that's gonna be that. Continue the conversation here in the live chat, guys. We see you guys talking about it here. Yes, absolutely. If you're watching this on playback, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Keep the conversation going in the comment sections below. I definitely be checking it out. We'll see what's going on there. You guys have been real good sports for that. Let me keep it going. All right. So our next topic, Superman, the hopeful figure that he is being rebooted by Sir J.J. Abrams. And they're looking to make it a brother.
Niggas.
Who the writer of Black Panther. So the question comes to this. Well, there's a few of them. Do we need this? 1. Do we need a black Superman? 2. Why the fuck J.J. Abrams? 3. What the fuck? Henry Cavill got shafted, basically, again. Or basically this motherfucker's just gone. He said, I'm gonna do this favor to Zack for the Snyder cut, and then I'm out. So
toss a coin to your okay, hi.
Right. So it's like there's a lot of aspects and directions to go for this. So all those questions out there in the air, how do we feel about it?
So this is one. At first, I was upset. I didn't even know that they wanted to make him black. I just knew they were rebooting it, and I do think Henry Cavill's the best Superman we've had. I think he deserves a Man of Steel 2 with a different director, not J.J. Abrams.
God no.
But I think he deserves a Man of Steel 2 after Justice League. Can you imagine what that Superman? That's the Superman that people were pissed off they didn't get. I do really love Man of Steel and that different type of feel, but that it was the progression to become the one that is saving cats out of trees and all that kind of shit. And then they were like, hey, we're gonna make him black, and then I was like, okay, I don't know much about it, and so I was like, a black Kal-El is weird. I don't know why they would do that. And then I was like, oh, he doesn't have to be Kal-El necessarily, or he can be a multiverse version, whatever. And so then I realized this could be the same thing that the Batman is, where this is just another franchise. This isn't, this guy's not going to be with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, or, they could do this as a separate franchise. And Henry Cavill, who's busy as fuck right now with The Witcher, could come back later on if they wanted to. And, I was like, oh, more Superman. Sure. Why not? I mean, they haven't really got a Superman movie perfect yet. So I wish that they wouldn't, make 2 franchises before they've nailed, one. But it does. I'm at least like, okay, they don't have to be replacing Henry Cavill. They just want, inclusivity. They just announced, Blue Beetle casting, Supergirl casting. They're trying to diversify. I'm down for that. And also, if they make it a different Superman, they could do a lot of different things that we don't expect. So I think that could be interesting. I just don't want them to replace Henry Cavill unless he wants to be replaced. And I really don't know if he does, but that's where I stand.
I don't know.
I know.
Aka?
I believe we are in a very tricky situation right here with Warner Brothers and the HBO Max situation, where Warner Brothers have really, I think the Warner Brothers movie side have done everything they can, or they're trying to do everything they can to remove themselves from anything that Zack Snyder has touched. And unfortunately, one of those problems is the fact that Henry Cavill is one of those got caught in the crossfire of that. I think everybody really likes Henry Cavill. It's just the fact that unfortunately he was the beginning of Zack's destruction upon the DCEU. Love it or hate it, but the deconstruction of the DCEU. And Warner Brothers has repeatedly tried to shy away from a lot of that and has tried to go into a different direction that is a little less and less Zack each time. But having Henry Cavill come back in any form or fashion just seems to be that reminder of the constant Snyder cult that would continually harass Warner Brothers over and over. So it bringing him, people. Yeah, bringing him back in any form or fashion would just continually just have people say, well, bring back Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder needs to be doing it, blah, 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 blah. And I think that's what the WB has really tried to shy away from. Now, HBO Max might be able to do something in some form and capacity in it. That's exactly what Logan was kind of mentioning, is that maybe this new Superman will be an Elseworlds tale, very similar to the Batman, until they can kind of honestly figure out what the hell they're going to do, because they have a successful, they have a successful franchise with Aquaman. They might have a successful franchise with Wonder Woman. I don't know. Before Wonder Woman 84, I was saying that. Now, not so sure anymore. Yep. That's a hard thing, but you know, they have a direction that they can go with the surviving members of the DCEU. It's just that Superman and the Batman were just kind of the poster boy of the entire BVS fallout. I honestly think Warner Brothers don't want to touch anybody that was involved in BVS at this point.
That's true.
You know, as much as people really love them, as you can see, Warner does little to no promotion of the Snyder Cut on HBO Max. But as you can see, you know, it's just nobody in that movie has been touched for a while now.
That's true.
So, and it's a sad thing, because I really do like Henry, and I think everybody has said that, is the fact that he's the best looking Superman. But I was really skeptical about his acting until I saw him in The Witcher. So I think he could pull off a better role, but I also don't think that that's really Warner Brothers' biggest focus right now. As you can see, that they've been trying to really focus on anything else, anything that's Superman that's not Superman, Superman related but not Superman, anything that's Batman but not Batman related but not Batman himself, so to speak. And I think that's kind of the direction that they're trying to go right now. And it's very unfortunate. But Superman being black, no. Superman doesn't need to be black. We can have a black Kryptonian doing Superman things. We could have a Miles Morales-ish type of story, but we don't need, and I think that's also the kind of demonization that sometimes goes around when you start saying the word black Superman. People think that that's replacing the white Superman. Superman's not white either. He's fucking Kryptonian. So it's just it's like saying white Goku or black Goku or Japanese Goku. I'm like, nigga, he ain't Japanese either. He's Saiyan. So it's like, you know, there were some dark Kryptonians. I saw Man of Steel. You can't. I saw Krypton, the series. You know, there's some black people up in there. The melatonin's a little darker. Anyways, my point is that I'm not opposed to it.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't even know if I'm really that interested to see another Superman movie right now, because I feel like we're getting, I don't know, man. I think I just think the DC in the movies is such a mess, and it's just really horrific, but it's also kind of interesting at the same time that somebody that owns a company that owns all the properties are having so many problems streamlining a goddamn universe. It's weird.
The most difficult thing ever in fucking life, apparently. And it's like, I agree with the Superman. I don't mind. I don't need it. I feel like right now Superman and Lois is enough, and that's fucking great to my surprise.
Right.
But my biggest concern is J.J. Abrams.
I agree. Yep. How many franchises will we let him destroy? How many?
If you want to kill the fucking franchise, get J.J. Abrams. I'm like, what? Why do we need him? I don't. This is so unnecessary. Like, he's gonna fuck it up.
Oh shit.
He's gonna make this fucking Superman movie. They're gonna give it to somebody else. You know, in the next film, everyone's gonna bitch about that. Then he's gonna take it back and fuck it all up beyond repair and belief. It's gonna be Star Wars all fucking over again. So it's just like I don't think we need him. I don't want him. Figure somebody else out. It's just completely unnecessary. I don't know why. That's all
right. Somebody will accuse him of sexual harassment down the line and remove him early on in the show. Yeah, I'm sure sooner than later.
Well, one thing that was funny, I do want to say, is about the Snyder Cult. Kind of genius by Warner Brothers to say, hey, we're going to reboot Superman. We're going to reboot Zack Snyder's Superman. But let's make him black, because if the Snyder Cult goes after him, they're just racist as fuck. So it's a win. So kind of genius, Warner Brothers.
We don't want a black Superman. Hey, that sounds kind of racist. No, that's not what I meant. Snyder for him. No. Wow, exactly. I never even thought about
genius.
that.
From the white guy, it's terrifying to think about. So I think it's genius.
I'm sure that guy has something to say about it. What's the one that's been bitching about everything that's race related or race change? That creator, what's his name?
Trump?
Rob something. No, that fucker too. That YouTube creator, Rob something, who literally bitches
Rob
about
Liefeld. Rob Liefeld? No,
that's Deadpool's
guy. He's a YouTube creator. He's the one that complained and bitched because Parasite won Best Picture at the Oscars. That was everywhere.
You're talking about I know who you're talking about. I think that's it. I think that's
bitched about Supergirl and all that.
Yeah, I think that's his shtick though. I think I think that's his
racist.
I don't know if it's the quarterling or whatever, but it's I know who you're talking about. I think that's just all a stick. Like, he does that on purpose, kind of like the way Jody kind of likes to, like, Jody's Corner tries to like antagonize a certain base. You know, everybody wants to be everybody. There you go. Everybody wants to be a Gina Carano,
who John loves, by the way. Skip Bayless.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah,
I like him. Let's say I love him.
Yeah, so if you like him, you're fucking anyway.
Hey, he has some good points. Others are fucking ridiculous, and some people just don't like to hear. But all right, so that's pretty much a Black Superman. So I think we pretty much all have a pretty even.
Yeah, this is one we're all pretty on the same page with.
Yeah,
it's good. God, JJ, Jesus, he's about to fucking Rise of the Skywalker this shit.
I love what this guy said. What Giovanni King said in the chat. Why do I feel like magic blood is going to be incorporated somehow? Oh, right, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah,
like just make him some sort of magic blood transfusion type shit.
I'm pretty sure.
Superman, why are you so black? It's just a feeling. Yeah.
Right. What is your name, hero? Kal-El. What?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same. Okay, fine. We'll see. I'm not going to be looking too closely into this, but we'll see as more news develops. All right, guys, we're about to get into our main topic of the evening, and it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for this shit. It's going to be interesting. But before we get into it, thank you for joining us so far. If you made it along, it's been a pretty good show. Nothing too crazy, but thank you for sticking along. If you're here, hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Continue the conversation going on, guys. All right. A little show premiered an episode over the week. WandaVision. So we had episode, what, 8?
This is 8,
right? Episode 8 premiered. So I got a lot of heat from this guy, Sir Fucker Logan, for my last feelings on the episode 7.
Yes.
I feel we're justified.
So you're probably wrong. Yeah.
Fuck you. All right, listen, I'm not wrong, damn it.
I don't even know what you said, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong. Yeah.
Listen, America, this is what happens when you're just full of intelligence. People just go against you. But no, so this episode, hear me out. Here we go. I'll go first just to get it out the way.
Please.
Episode 8. It's coming on. It's 3 a.m. I'm watching it.
Your fault.
It's happening.
Yeah, I was about to say your first fault was watching a show 3 o'clock in the morning and critically rating it at that point.
Thank you.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because after it was done, I did not like it. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. It's happening. Nothing happened again. Cool. Like, we got some stuff on it moved. I just want some shit to happen.
Yeah.
More and more I watched it again. Okay, this episode's fucking great. Different reasons. Still disappointed in the sense of, you know me, I just want to get to crazy shit now.
I'm with you there.
Blah, blah, blah. Right. So I'm just like, God damn it. But in terms of narrative, story beats, what's going on, the performances overall, where we went, how deep we went into the psyche of Wanda, her history, her past, the plugs, the shout outs, the fucking name drops, all of that was fucking phenomenal. But in terms, I'm just like, bro, I just want shit to happen now. Because like now I'm just like, all right. So overall, I loved it. I thought it was really great. Good performance.
So to recap, you forgot how to watch regular television. Got it.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Correct.
Right. How to recap, it was 3 a.m. I was fucking tired. I couldn't feel anything. I was all right, well, I'm fine, whatever. Great episode. How do you guys feel about it? What is your take? We'll dive into the episode once we get everyone's initial thoughts.
I mean, so I had similar feelings, probably not as extreme. When it ended, I said, well, John probably hates this episode. Because it really is a thing of my immediate thought was like, well, that was, it's a little cop out, go back in time and do that. And it really took the second viewing where I was like, because Wanda really is my favorite living MCU character currently. And it's more for what her future can hold than anything. And what I'm
assuming Loki was your favorite?
No, Cap was my favorite.
He's still alive.
Okay. Have you seen the Falcon the Winter Soldier trailer? Okay, he's not Cap anymore. Yeah, he's not Cap. How about that?
He's still alive that we've seen narratively wise right
now. But he's no longer going to be a part of the MCU, so it went to Wanda.
Okay.
And what this episode did for me was it really rounded her out in a way of like, holy shit, her becoming a second lead in Doctor Strange 2 is about to make so much more sense. Like they've given an origin now. We've also had a bunch of middle stuff. All of a sudden we feel like she was there from the beginning. And of course that the performances they're really, really good. I mean, it's crazy to think that that's Paul Bettany continuously in purple makeup, just laying out some great lines, going in on it like he actually cares, which is another problem I have with something like something I have with like Ragnarok is I still feel like Kate Blanchett didn't give a fuck about that movie. Anyway, look at his face. Oh, it's great.
No, you ain't no lies detected there.
Thank you.
How do I phone in?
Maybe Melissa
exactly.
Let's follow Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. But this episode was great, and we learned a lot of things that were interesting. It took me a little bit because at first I thought they were kind of saying like, oh shit, she's been a mutant since the beginning. And then somebody was like, no, she's been a witch. And I'm like, same shit, kind of, like, but then it's like, okay, no, it's like Doctor Strange. Anybody can go learn that with the right training, whatever. But then it's like, what? She was a kid. So I still think that they're kind of trying to say, because there's a reason why her brother also survived this and got powers. So anyway, because I saw people talk straight shit to me in my comments about that, and I'm like, do y'all not remember that she has a brother? But anyway, yeah, no, this episode, what it did was so much different than like what Mandalorian season 2 did, where this one was like, hey, we are ramping up to the finale in a completely different way, and everything's about to be packed into the last episode. So like, hold the fuck on, because I really think that the last episode is going to be going 1,000 miles an hour. I don't think there's going to be any slow. Let's watch, some TV as children type of shit. So and even if it doesn't, because I saw some people saying, oh wow, what if they don't do any grand reveal of a bigger villain? What if it is Agatha? Makes sense to me in the sense of that's what the whole show's been kind of doing. It's my fault for thinking Mephisto's going to show up, because that's comic stuff. But I mean, I don't know. So in terms of speculation, we can talk about that a little later. But I do think the episode is really, really good. The performances and the line about love and grieving and all that Vision had. I do think that's going to be something. We're going to hear that 10 years from now when we have the 20th anniversary of MCU. That's going to be a line that they have in the little, in the featurette, because it's beautiful. But yeah, no, I really like the episode.
Hey, what's going on, Matthew?
Oh, what's up, Matthew?
What's going on, brother? Yeah.
Go away, Matthew. No, I just wanted something to say.
Something.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, Akasan, what'd you think of episode 8?
I mean, what is love? What is grief if not love persevering?
Beautiful.
What a beautiful line. Amazing. And I've seen how much that has helped so many people along the line, because I never really thought about that. I was like, that is damn deep.
I want to know who came up with that shit specifically.
Right?
Who wrote that?
She's on Twitter. She's on Twitter,
Good.
actually.
Right.
And for the longest time when I've lost a family member, there was a little story that I used to read that Alfred used to say. I forgot the comic writer who he's actually fairly out there, famous doing it. You goddamn right I am. Look at my dreads. Satanic blood, motherfucker. Anyways.
You got some competition, man. Matthew got orange ones now. So y'all are like the colors.
That's not competition. That's just
dread
like that's just a groupie. That's just a groupie. It ain't competition. Okay.
Damn, groupie.
That's just a fan.
Matthew, if you want to come in, man, hit the StreamYard.
Influencer. Influencer influenced. Okay. Anyways, so there used to be a poem that I used to read from Alfred about a death in the family, about how you need to pursue, how you need to remember to keep breathing, and that used to help me get over my grief. But yeah, now this is a good one, and that really, I mean, that line was just so amazing because it also filled in some of the holes, so to speak, in terms of Wanda and Vision's relationship. Because the only thing we really saw, they nodded at each other, they acknowledged each other a little bit in Age of Ultron. Then we saw them kind of have like some kind of relationship in Civil War. They just looked like they were friends for the most part, and then suddenly they were already like bunking and banging in Infinity War, and then this dude gets shish kebabbed. So then the thing about that was that always felt a bit forced because we time jumped so much, and it was obvious that we needed to get to that point in order to make his Vision's death more impactful in Infinity War. So there was always something kind of odd about that, but I'm glad that we were able to get some of those turning points in the sense that Wanda was kind of warming up to Vision and was but she didn't really start to really love him, but this also raised a lot of speculations for me in the sense that it's something I never really thought of before, is you really saw how Wanda's attraction. Wanda had an attraction even before Vision. Wanda had a unique attraction to the Mind Stone anyways. Therein for makes you wonder if she actually is attracted somewhat to what's inside of Vision more than Vision himself, so to speak.
Sure.
It made me start thinking about that a little bit, was the fact that is the reason that she feels kind of chemistry with Vision is the fact that the Mind Stone is the one that unlocks some of her powers and what have you not. So that's also a whole nother speculation, and that whole thing of him, like her saying, I can't feel you.
Yeah.
That has a bit to do with the Mind Stone as well, because that's what essentially birthed her powers even more, so to speak. So
I even almost with this episode would say you could flip it and say, is that why Vision kept going to her? Because we saw in this that the Mind Stone pops out of the staff and everything comes to her.
Yes.
So could that be why Vision was attracted to her? Was because there's something there. I really like that idea.
It's a very interesting debate that you could have, but regardless, they are essentially attracted to each other, are destined to be with each other or connected to each other through destiny and what have you not. But I thought they handled it really well. I think they handled Agatha's origin story very well for giving us explanation still within the context of WandaVision. So I thought that worked really well. Like I'm fine with it. And if anybody's still expecting Mephisto, if anybody's looking for Doctor Strange or Magneto, I mean, that's your kind of problem for following these like QAnon rumors and leaks that are put out there. Like I know there's been a Magneto footage that's been out there for like months now, and it's just kind of like you're setting yourself up honestly for a big failure or big disappointment, like the night at 3 a.m. in the morning if you're expecting something more. Even like let's even get into the whole other thing, because I'm part of the Discord that Knight was bitching about 2 episodes back of WandaVision, like, but Paul Bettany said it was somebody that he always wanted to work with. I think that was Paul Bettany trolling everybody. He legit was trolling everybody. Yeah, he was working with himself.
They just dropped it. So 2 things about that. Akasan, fuck you again. So one, about the ending. The director came out today and made a statement about that. He hopes that the finale will be surprising but also satisfying. It feels inevitable because it's the same story. Fans have been watching. Confirmed. Right. It's the same story. Fans have been watching the whole time. So that's what he says about the ending. And about in terms of Paul Bettany and what he said and all that shit, they asked the director about that as well. And he's like, listen, Paul dug himself into that shit. He's gonna have to dig himself out.
Yep.
Which I found very interesting. So we're gonna, all these things you guys said, we're gonna get ready to break down the episode, like the theories, all that, what this means. Guys watching now in the chat, I just put the link. You guys can join us live, join the discussion, have any questions that you want to say or talk to us about or ask as we go through this. So I see Ronan has been here, and we have Giovanni.
It's very important. You gotta use the new catchphrase, callers. Fresh out the ass. For example,
hey, this is
my name is. For example, my name is Matthew Hayes, and I'm fresh out the ass. What's up, everybody? That's the way you got to say it. Okay.
So Sir Matthew, I see your question. I'll spring head yours first since you're leaving. You can't circle for the whole thing, but Sir Ronan.
Hello, guys. I'm Ronan Chain. Fresh out the ass.
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely beautiful, my friend.
Yeah.
I just said that live.
Make sure you wash off.
Oh God.
Always, especially in the pandemic.
There
how are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
We're doing good, man.
I love the banter. This past hour and a half has been glorious, and I'm like, oh man, if in a safer world, wiser world, this would fill out a room in San Diego Comic-Con easily. You could fill it out.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Everyone can see me get jumped live. It's great. So welcome.
Thank you.
Stopping by. Great to have you.
I'm honored.
So let's start off, before we get into it, answer the question, because this is one of the theories and going on, but we'll start the last first here. Matthew Haynes asks, I have a question. What do you guys think White Vision's role will be going forward. So at the end tag there, we see White Vision. All right. So White Vision, as we all know, is a comic favorite. You know, everybody loves White Vision. That's some people's first. A lot of people played the game, Captain America and the Avengers. White Vision was their first exposure. It's a video game wise and everything like that. Where do we think this plays a role into going forward?
The real question you need to ask yourselves, my brothers and sisters, is why do they introduce White Vision at the end of Black History Month?
Oh, man.
I knew it.
Why do we need to have White Vision? Why can't we have Black Vision? You're gonna do a Black Panther, but you can't do a Black Vision? Mm-hmm.
It was the lighting. It was a mistake. The lighting they got wrong.
Black lights. It was black lights. Exactly. It's just it flipped it.
Mm-hmm. You see, because that's what they do. They take the melatonin, they strip the people away of the melatonin, and you get the White Vision.
Preach, my brother.
Amen. Yeah. Yes.
Amen to that. But yes, go ahead. Take it away.
This is an interesting question because this was a big surprise. I did not expect this at all, but I do think it's going to be something similar to the fact of this is a Vision that basically has no soul, doesn't care about Wanda whatsoever, and it's going to show that Vision in Westview is the real Vision. He might not remember things. He might have some amnesia because she kind of said, "Hey, let's forget that you died multiple times in front of me and whatever."
Right.
And but I think it's going to be interesting to see. There's not, of course, being the, idiot that I was hoping it's still possible, I guess, but I was hoping that Wanda would make mutants and shit at the end of this, and she'd destroy the multiverse and all that. And I don't know if that's the story they're telling, but it could be. But also, I could see something even smaller where she finds this White Vision that's actually real and survives outside and swaps the insides. Makes Vision now. That's the Vision that cares about her. He just looks a little different. So I don't know. And
the new soul of Vision entering the body of the dead one that Sword tried to weaponize. And is does a robot, can he cry? Does he have a soul? That's the first thing that blew my mind, because you hear these theories.
What in the Dragon Ball reference was that? Tell me, Vision, does a robot like you fear?
I didn't try to go
android cry. Like, okay, yeah, all right.
I didn't try to go full Batfleck. I was thinking more Blade Runner, but whatnot.
Okay, fair enough. Tears in the rain. Okay,
yeah, that's where because you hear the things about like Magneto going to be in it, Doctor Strange in it. You hear all these things. You try not to get yourself excited for disappointment. You just like, let me take this show that I adore, and see what it presents to me. And the fact that they did bring in White Vision, or as I think of it, the soulless Vision,
right,
and put him in and be like, this is. And then people can be like, it's a cop-out. They killed him. It was perfect. I'm like, yes, that was a beautiful moment in Infinity War where it's all, I feel you. That is. But the fact that this is a second chance for him to become even more human than he was is that he's been to, and I'm trying to go biblical, but he's been to basically his own purgatory.
Yeah.
He's died twice, and he doesn't know who he is. He's been afraid. He almost killed himself trying to leave the Hex. And I think it was you, Logan, that said it, that where Wanda told him, "You are my husband. You are the father of Billy and Tommy. Isn't that enough?
Oh, yeah.
Do we have to be heroes? There's a reason why you bought me this house here in Westview, New Jersey, to grow old together."
Yeah.
That's where I'm hoping for. And I don't know how you guys think about the finale, but I do hope he and Wanda do live right after the sunset until Doctor Strange is like, okay, here's the thing. There's something wrong with the multiverse. You guys are the most equipped and like the experts. Help me out. And I think that it's tricky. And I want to put theories in my head, but I don't want to put theories to be disappointed. But
and I mean, for those talking about a cop out or something, like let's be real about this. Unlike Tony, Unlike Steve, Vision never really actually had a story in the MCU. Like he was always like a guest dude. Like they built up his origin in Age of Ultron, but that was kind of Ultron's thing. And in some sense, that was still Tony's story as well. In a prelude to Civil War, Vision just happened to be the end result. He's always just kind of been the side dude, and
he's been the catalyst.
Yeah. Throughout. Exactly. So I mean, there's so much of his story that there's so much that they could tell, and I have no problem with them. Wanda doing some sort of fusion technique, infusing white vision and soul vision, because that's what I kind of just call them, like soul vision or whatever. Fusing those two together. And then you get a new version of Vision. I'm down with something like that.
Yeah, so. It's weird. Right, it's weird because to me, what another fascinating moment, and that's why I love this show, that they're not always doing the magic thing and him using the beam and floating to people. They're talking about real stuff.
Right.
What is grief if not love persevering? That's the thing that I've told people that if they do if they announce West Coast Avengers, Disney Plus show, yes, I'm gonna effing watch it, but it's like, are we gonna have those moments still in the show? Is it going to be an event show, or is it going to be about bringing characters and just throwing them real stuff that Akasan, John, and Logan and I go through, or people in the chat go through? Is that what's going to continue on? And that's what
right. WandaVision Season 2, demonetization, the crisis of struggles and copyright. That purely relatable to all YouTubers out there. Book it, Feige. Make it happen.
Jesus,
they could do a little commercial in one of the episodes about that. Have you been demonetized?
What is YouTubing if not
doing for you
being demonetized?
Right. But
he
said,
Matthew,
I hope that answered your question, brother. When we went on the side question, and Ronan, sorry, we're gonna get to your question. I know you came in to have one. We just want to get Matthews in because he's about to leave. Sorry. What was your question, Sir Ronan? What do you have for us?
Yeah, stop hijacking the show. Your segment's next week, buddy.
It's all good. My question is, do we think it's actually going back to what Logan said about Wanda starring mutants in the MCU, and I've been boggling with this question since for the past 8 weeks of like, do I want Wanda to plant the seed of mutation? I don't know. From a story point of view, from where we started in Age of Ultron with her, or the end credits of Winter Soldier, it kind of can work and make sense. But to me, the unique aspect about mutants and why, as a kid, as a chubby Chicano kid, kid growing up in North Hollywood, the thing that fascinated me about
the house. Okay, sorry.
Yes, hell yeah, North Hollywood. The thing that fascinated me as a kid was that there's these people that look different, sound different, have abilities, and they're prosecuted, and just people with bigotry throwing them at the face because they're different and they were born this way. Nope, and yes, there's been the Children of the Atom storylines and all this, but that's the fascinating part, that we're born this way. We didn't want it, we got it, and we could either do good about it or we could do bad. That's what's fascinating to me, and what I found intriguing was that the whole aspect of her being chaos magic, and that Agatha, she says I heard her saying that monologue, and I thought that's sort of the way they describe the Phoenix entity or being when it came to Jean Grey. And I'm like, is there a parallel to that? So what do you guys think about that? Should she start mutants in the MCU, or should that be an old thing that she's had mutation, but it amped up to 11 with the Mind Stone?
That's what I think. That's why that was one of the theories I wanted to talk about as well. So that's a good question to tap on.
Yeah.
The going back to flashback scene when we got the Stark bomb and all that with her family. Do we feel that implication was Wanda already had these powers and they were just fucking amplified by the Mind Stone? I believe ever since the merger, that got retconned into that. I don't think that was always clearly, obviously, here.
Yeah.
So do we think now that's the direction they're going into? So I think, to answer your question, I think they will still go into that mutant aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I feel, that will hurt any kind of backstory or relatability in the terms of everything that you named off of. And you know, I feel like it will, but I feel like that's also the direction they're going to go. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I think that I hate to like write scripts in my head with the speculation, but it's so easy for me to put these things together in a way to where at the end of the day, they could say Wanda's been a mutant. It was slight, mutant gene didn't do much. She could do little things, didn't even know about it, whatever. The next movie coming out after Black Widow is Eternals. In the Eternals lore, there's the Eternals, the Deviants, and then the Celestials are like, hey, let's make a third type that they don't show their powers for 30 years.
Yeah.
Or 30,000 years. Fuck it. Go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And that could be the origin of mutants. So people could be starting to get them in the last, couple decades. And you could either say it's Wanda's fault. It's Thanos' fault for having multiple snaps on Earth. Infinity Stone radiation is making fucking mutant genes go at it, just like what happened to Wanda. And so, there's so I hate that, like, I'm writing the script. I'm like, I really hope that happens. But it does make sense. It's like, hey, if they've kind of known from the beginning, even without the Fox merger, they could kind of be doing that with the Eternals and whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think that they to your point, we could say, hey, we didn't choose this. We were born this way. We didn't choose for the snaps to happen and have this happen, because some people are waking up in their 50s and they have this, and I still think they should make Magneto black and have him be from the civil rights movement and have him be Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. is Professor X and Magneto, like what their origins were based on.
They literally are like that. That's what's like I loved about it. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
I think it's possible that we see that. And
I actually like that theory, though. The theory you were talking about with the decimation, because scientifically that would make sense. So that's a whole Jurassic Park pool right there. It's like life finds a way. If 50% of all life has been abolished, the rest of those people will find the survival gene will kick in, and you will have variants of the rest of the human population growing powers, or the mutant gene will be activated because essentially all humankind realizes that it's on the brink of extinction now. So they a gene is created from that. So I kind of like that idea about the decimation being the trigger point for the mutant gene to
even to the point of
doing this shit, but he always says good shit every time.
I mean, even to the point of like the prosecution. Hey, the only one we've seen so far is Wanda Maximoff, and that bitch has done a lot.
Yep.
So immediately all these other ones start popping up. No, we got to get rid of these guys. And I think Hayward is kind of on that path. So
I like that idea though. That's a fairly good idea. And I personally think I like the fact that they kind of retcon the fact that Wanda has always had powers. So now they just need to. But I think, like everybody's saying, they were very latent. And as we know with the X-Men world, it's usually around puberty where those powers are triggered. But in this case, in the MCU world, it could just be under high amount of stress. One of the coolest things with the boys storyline was what was his name? The A-Train was his powers kind of awoken when he needed to outrun a bullet like that. So Quicksilver could be somewhat around that same situation. We just hadn't seen it, and maybe they will explore it at one point in time. Maybe they don't need to. Is what it is.
Who's the one X-Men they're bringing over? The one they made by stressing him the fuck out until he became Deadpool. So kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense if you wanted to bring that in.
And
I'm down with it. Yeah,
it's something that the MCU has done good, where it's like stuff that will be presented to us later, and it's always been there. You go back to Iron Man 2 and you look at where Nick Fury and Tony are talking at the end. You see that map. There's a there's a random thing linked up right there, and it's just like we'll get to it when we get to it, and we'll have plant seeds out, and that's something that I at least. In the MCU and in Kevin Feige, I trust. Where it's like, okay, if you do want to go the Wanda aspect of it, it's like, all right, that could work. Vision has brought up excellent points at least in Civil War. Yes, he's been a guest guy as a character, which I think I've loved more. But the fact that he brings out all stuff that points of views, where it's like, yes, there's a cause and effect to being heroes and helping out, but there's other people who don't see it that way, and that's planet Earth for you. And it'd be nice if Wanda and Vision are sort of ambassadors for this new age of mutants. It's not just Hank McCoy. It's not just Charles Xavier. There's other people that are like, oh, we've been here before, and we do identify with them. We do understand the struggle. That I'm married to a witch. She's married to an android.
Yeah,
that's true. Hey, that's a good point. And guys, that's a really good way to
I'm married to
handle those
too.
questions. Right.
Jealous.
So,
Yeah,
Ronan, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you, Ronan.
I'm honored. I appreciate it, guys. Always fun talking to you. It was fun with the DC fandom event.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we answered your question to the best of our abilities and to your liking, good sir. But again, feel free to come by next time. We'll have you on any time, brother, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Right,
thanks.
Later, guys.
Yeah, later, dude. I'm married to a witch too. It's called YouTube.
Oh, that's true. A witch or a bitch?
We all are.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir Giovanni.
Who's been screwing up your monetization?
Surprise!
Be ready at all times, motherfucker. What's going on, man? Welcome to the channel. Thank you.
What's good?
What's going on?
Man, hanging out.
How you guys doing?
Good. We're good. Can't complain. Can't speak for these two. I don't know yet.
Sure
but
thing.
I'm doing all right.
Yes.
Yeah, what you got for us?
All right. Thank you for your patience. What do you got?
Mm-hmm. All right. One question that I wanted to ask you both, which is, it's kind of a WandaVision question, but it's more of an MCU question.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys kind of discussed it a little bit. How do you feel with what we've shown with WandaVision? Do you feel like the progression in the characters of both Wanda and Vision was done better in the show, or do you think that the inclusion of what they've done in the movie so far helped with what all that's happened in WandaVision? Like, do you feel like that helped it?
That's a good question.
What was the question? I just heard WandaVision.
Wait.
Jesus.
Golly.
Nah, okay, go ahead. Tell me, what was the question, John? You know you didn't get it either.
Yes, I did. So he asked if the inclusion of Wanda and Vision, do you feel like their story and their progression throughout this show alone would have been as impactful or as good without the story beats that we have with the movies going forward? So everything that they went through, do we feel like that implements a lot better with the story in terms of what they've built for now? Or do you feel like you just enjoy it as a separate entity by itself?
Yes.
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 So the MCU feel like the MCU's, implement, what they went through helped to build into what they're going through right now for the show versus if we just got the show.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I think what this show is really doing is like we've said, it's taking side characters that have had B storylines that we've throughout multiple movies. It's phenomenal because it all of a sudden took these somewhat B characters, although arguably the most powerful Avengers since they've shown up, and now they are in the forefront. They're now A-list. They're top of the line. They are, you could say, at least for now, they're the new, Tony Starks and Steve Rogers of the MCU in terms of their front lines are the top people.
What?
I mean, as of right now, we haven't had anything in a year and a half, so they are the forefront, and they have a whole show about themselves. So I would say that, yeah, they're taking her straight into Doctor Strange 2 and making her a lead. So it's to take B characters and make them A characters. And I mean, yeah,
that's some big talk there. That's some big talk. Okay.
You don't think that Wanda, the most powerful Avenger, is going to be at the top?
I think T'Challa in Spider-Man would have something to say about that, sir.
You don't think that they can't share? I mean, I'm confused.
I'm confused too at your comment. You're saying that
you think T'Challa and Spider-Man were on the level of Iron Man and Captain America?
I think they could be. I think they're more front and center than Wanda and Vision in terms of
that's what I'm saying. In terms of the question,
and popularity.
No, that's what I'm saying. In terms of the question of could we have just had this and it work? I don't think so. I think that the B storylines that we've had, and now we're giving much, much more development to these characters and making them top of the line. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I mean, Spider-Man.
we could have still had
movies.
But I would also argue that we could have still done a Scarlet Witch movie, and in the same context, everything that was told in a serial format on television wise, we could have done it in a movie format, and it still would have had the same end result. Ultimately, I don't think it's fun for us because of Corona World and the throwbacks and all that. But we could have done a Scarlet Witch movie, and it still would have been, if anything, better because of the budget would have looked better, so to speak. So it's just that the fact that, like, personally, I don't even think we can do can we do a WandaVision 2? No. I don't think that.
I think that's the point. Is you're making the movie. They're making their movie leads.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
I just think it's a transitional period for this, for the show, and then into bigger shit for the movies for them. Yeah. I believe with this, and I think it's without the MCU, even though we didn't get a lot, like we didn't get huge backstories for any of these characters to make something and be like, oh my god. Yeah. And I think this show even proves people who aren't as familiar with the characters, they're going into the show like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's like, what am I watching? So I feel, even over Wanda, what do we really get? Bitch has a brother, she got powers from a stone, she lost her parents in a war, in the middle of a war going on and shit like that. That's all we really got from the MCU for them. And Vision, well, he was brought up from a stone. Cool. So I feel like
wow, how to oversimplify the creation of one of the most powerful vibranium. You got powers from a stone. Shit.
I would say that Infinity War would be much lesser if it didn't have their storyline. But continue.
Right. So it's that's whatever. The fact you find out they love.
He said, "Bitch had a Jolly Rancher."
They're the biggest emotional storyline of Infinity War.
Thanos was like, "Give me that." Toss that bitch to the side.
After she killed him.
Yep.
I'd say that one of the biggest emotionally. Yeah, that end scene I still love. It's amazing between those two. So to answer your question, I basically think, it's neat.
I think it's very, very good.
Okay. All right.
Yes, did we answer your question to some satisfaction?
Yeah.
I feel like I jumbled.
No, I think you guys answered it to the capacity you could.
Okay. Perfect, man.
Is that an IQ? Is that an IQ thing? Nothing. At the capacity that we could.
He basically he's saying he's not satisfied, but he's not disappointed either.
He's like, this is what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I already cards on the table. I didn't even understand the question. I just kept on hearing Wanda and Vision and WandaVision, so I lost it after that. So I'm already out of this
question that we
qualification.
Missed. How about that? Was it something that we missed?
I'm sorry, what?
How about next week we try harder at his question?
Right. So I'm guessing we did. All right.
Yeah.
No,
who's been screwing up all your questions? It was Jonathan all along.
No. I couldn't really hear you. I could hear you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so so you have some kind of justification, Akasan. I apologize.
I told you.
Oh, well, I was saying, did you feel was there something in your question that we missed? Because it felt like we didn't get everything. Was there something that we missed, or you feel like we nailed it to the T? You're good.
Well, I guess the only other thing I could ask in regards to that question is actually a statement that Anthony Mackie had said when they announced these Disney Plus shows, saying there's only so much amount of time you can spend with a character in a movie, but in the TV show, you get like weeks to a month or however long with these characters to fully understand them. Do you think, after seeing this, that statement is true?
All right. Did you catch all that, Aka? You got it?
Yeah, I got that one. That was easy. Yeah, that one made sense.
What you got, Aka? Answer that question.
No, that one made sense. I believe that it's his statement is true, but I don't think WandaVision essentially proves that either, because I think that WandaVision actually took a very big risk. That was some major dick swinging by Kevin Feige and the MCU, because I go back to only hardcore fans stick through that, and it's because of the power of Twitter every week that people were posting about WandaVision that other fans were like, okay, maybe I will watch this show because like my girlfriend was watching. The only reason she even watched WandaVision is because I just told her to start watching it. And she was like the third episode, she was like, what is this story about? Is it good? Like, does it get good? I'm like, just hold on. You got to get through the first couple of episodes. And honestly, to me, that's not really great television writing. If you need to, like, if you got to wait for like 4 episodes for something good to happen, then it's a big risk that you're taking. It's just that the fact that the MCU is so huge that they can do that at this point, because people will stick and wait for this to pan out. But again, I go back to my earlier statement is that you could have done a Scarlet Witch movie and cut out a lot of what was going on with that show, and it still would have essentially had the same nods and beats. Yes, WandaVision had their homage to whatever, like little different things. Dick Van Dyke, they were the whole story, the devil is in the details, blah blah blah, ooh, an Easter egg, whatever. But you could have done an abridged version and it would have been a movie and it would have been the same story. But that doesn't mean that Anthony Mackie's story isn't invalid, because for example, that last episode we saw of WandaVision, where we needed that 45 minutes to go through flashbacks and scenes like that. And that's not necessarily something that you would have been able to pull off with the same emotional beats in a movie. It would have felt rushed. So there's kind of points and balances to both. But yeah. Those first 3 episodes of WandaVision were just like, oh my god! So like even for me, yeah.
That I definitely agree with some of the things you said, because it's like I don't think WandaVision would have worked as a movie. You're 100%. They were dick swinging like crazy. This was most definitely not planned to be the initial Disney Plus release. Yeah, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be very more normal and what we expect out of this stuff. And I think that WandaVision is crazy and weird. And like you just said, the way they told the story, you can't have this story, but in a TV show format, because you have to have the 3 episodes of literally a sitcom, then some backstory, then continue, then a lot of backstory. And all of a sudden it rounds out and you feel fulfilled like you would at the end of a movie. And I just don't think you could have done it here. Like this last episode would have had to have been the first few minutes of a movie. Possibly, and then that would have been, you would have been just watching the movie and be like, okay, so they made a callback to that. They made a callback to that. And it's like, okay, why? It's so out there and right in front of your face.
It's kind of also the same argument as it's like saying Black Mirror and then a Black Mirror movie. The Twilight Zone was great as a serial, but the Twilight Zone movie, not everybody remembers. Even if I remember, the Twilight Zone movie was broken up into 3 different stories. So
So I mean, with this, I think that Anthony Mackie, I think, is definitely speaking from his own experience, where in the sense of WandaVision is. The first 3 of 9 episodes is a very weird, dick swing. It really is. Whereas his series is establishing him as the next Captain America. Right. And so it's saying, hey, we couldn't have done all of this in a movie. It's two movies worth of stuff. It's 6 hours of content. Whereas WandaVision has the first 3 episodes. It wouldn't have worked in a movie anyway. And it's very weird. So I think what he's saying is true. And I think that when it comes to something like Miss Marvel down the line, I think could have been a movie, but they're doing a series, and I think that'll be one that we say that could have been a movie, but it's a series. But I think something like Loki, with how crazy and weird that's going to be and how many shifts it's going to have, I think that is one that couldn't have been a movie, needs to be a series, similar to WandaVision in that way, where there's going to be abrupt, weird things happening that needs to be split up into episodes.
And let's be real about this. This is also Anthony Mackie star of the next show on Disney Plus. Going to be he doesn't have his own movie. It's going to be a show on Disney Plus, promoting a show on Disney Plus, promoting the fact that he can tell his full story on Disney Plus. Let's be honest. I'm sure there's a lot on of Altered Carbon season 2 that could have been cut out as well. Anthony Mackie, looking at you. There's a reason Altered Carbon season 3 was canceled.
I don't even know how his Netflix movie did. He's some robot in some Netflix
Didn't
movie
see it.
right now.
I haven't seen
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But I don't
Exactly.
Right.
Nobody did. Yeah.
Right. Well, Giovanni, man, we appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you so much.
Man.
Oh shit, that was J King King. Okay, what's up, man? Okay. I had no idea. I have no idea that's who I was talking to. All right, shit. Okay, longtime Red Dreaded Nation member and creator of Akasan thumbnails occasionally. Interesting. Okay.
Shows you how appreciative you are.
Yes.
I don't see color, sir. John. I don't see color. I don't see race. I just see monetization.
I mean, this is the first time you're seeing my face, so
exactly. Thank you.
That's hilarious.
Yes. Can you say where the money resides? No. Okay. Just
kidding. All right, man. Thank you for stopping by. Come on back.
See you later, Giovanni.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
There you go.
Aka, you are a fucking trip.
Akasan just lost another follower. Yeah. Where the money reside?
Right. Fuck him in his thumbnails. Right, guys.
I didn't say that. Yeah. Okay.
Lord have mercy. All right, guys. I think this is a good spot to end the episode here. We covered a hell of a lot.
Yes, we
went
did.
Deep. Right. We went out of the ass and deep into WandaVision. So I think we do good, man. I want to thank Akasan, the Dreaded One, for joining us this episode, man. Really appreciate you.
My pleasure. Does anybody know if the Flash is over yet? Did they finish it today? It's live because I need to go torrent it and watch it on Twitch now.
I gotta go watch Superman.
Somebody let me know.
I gotta go watch Superman and Lois, actually, by the way, now that you mention it. Well,
yeah.
All right. Yeah. The night is not young or nigh. All right. So, Akasan, where can they find you? Not like but where can they find you?
Much easier to find than the Film Cave. Don't search TFC.
Yes. So the channel is Night Entertainment Network, not the Film Cave. So do not look up the Film Cave. They're not that big just to be pulled up like that yet.
And that's a night with a K. So to keep that in mind. Yeah. You can find me, of course, at Comics Plus on Akasan by Akasan. Comics Plus by Akasan on YouTube or on Twitch, where I'm most frequently on more than likelihood. We will be immediately watching The Flash now as soon as I can download it. Because I sure as hell am not going to spend time editing it anymore. So that we'll be on. We're gaming, doing a bunch of stuff. We got a PlayStation 5 controller, but not a PlayStation 5. So that's the only thing of PlayStation 5 I can get at this point is a goddamn controller. And of course, if you want to hear all of my wild and outright rude opinions, make sure to follow me on Akasan, aka SAN, on Twitter, aka SAN. Twitter, baby.
Yeah,
that's it,
sir. And some crazy shit he does say in post. Good, sir. Logan of Switch, which his channel will be linked in the description box below.
Thanks, sir.
What you got going on, brother?
Man, what this episode really did, at least the last bit of it, was we got this WandaVision finale. No fucking clue what to really expect. They could go a million different directions. So that's something to look forward to on my channel. We'll be doing the reactions to that. We'll see how quickly they demonetize our shit. Mm-hmm. Let's hope we're all right. But yeah, man, check me out. Logan Swish should be in the description if the night is truthful. But I did say some shit about his favorite movies, so we'll see if he deletes me out of that. But
depends on how.
Yeah, guys. Thanks everybody for hanging out and watching. I appreciate this. This was the live shit is going to be awesome.
What is a WandaVision reaction if not for Disney blocking it?
That is correct.
That's very true and annoying as fuck. But as always, guys, I am Knight. This is the Night Entertainment Network, starting up with everything here. The Film Cave Weekly Show. I am starting. Well, WandaVision comes to the end now, sadly. God, what are we going to do? How long is until that in Winter Soldier?
1 week.
Yeah.
So 1 week you get a nice birthday present
19th,
with
right.
because I'm sure you're going to be jizzing all over that Snyder cut the week after next week.
Depends
Yeah,
on the people might hear.
depends. You might need some depends for a 4-hour movie.
Right. Well, depends. If it's shit, I might need it because I'm going to show the place in anger.
Literally, in either
Kids,
way, a 4-hour movie, you're going to need some depends anyways. Because like you're doing them live streams. I see you out there, Night.
Yes.
But then a week after that, we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as far as I know. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's actually.
Is it a week after, or is it the
no,
same
it's,
weekend?
It's March 19th. It's the next day. Yeah. March 19th.
It's the same week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Snyder's 18th. Falcon is.
Wait,
19th.
what? I thought Snyder was 14th.
18th. Because it's my birthday, so I'm like, all right, birthday stream.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Okay, basically, we're getting a break of next week. Will be nothing then.
So they're doing a behind the scenes of the making of WandaVision next week.
Yeah, which looks.
Okay, and then
Falcon Winter Soldier,
Falcon, and the Snyder cut all in one. Yeah. God damn it. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go on vacation next week then. Yeah. Cool. Go into the snow. Go get some snow.
So, like you said, we'll be doing a live stream of the Snyder Cut here on the channel, as well as a live watch along of the season finale of WandaVision. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, guys, it's been night. We want to thank Akasan.
Fresh out the ass.
Hey, there you go.
Right, it's been fresh out the ass, exactly. And
thank y'all for watching. So fun. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all in the cave, man. Peace.